Let me begin this module by saying that this is not a time management session. This is a session that is focused on self-leadership and your own individual productivity, which is a vital component in the production of sales revenue from your sales team. One of my very first business teachers and mentors, Tom Hopkins of How to Master the Art of Selling fame, would often quote the affirmation, "I must do the most productive thing possible at every given moment." Meaning, I guess, that if you want to start multiplying your business, then you must always think about what you do and is it the most productive thing possible at that given moment. Now, whilst initially I'd connected with that quote when I first heard it, it's only really been in the last 5 years since coaching sales managers and business owners that I've actually taken this simple little quote to a much deeper level of understanding and application. So when you just look at this really basic quote, "I must do the most productive thing possible at every given moment," well, the whole concept seems pretty obvious, right? I mean, I must do the most productive thing possible at any given moment. What could be more straightforward than that? This is not rocket science. It's pretty simple, right? Wrong. The devil is always in the details, and in this instance, the detail is in the two key words, most productive. Well, what does most productive really mean? And why are these two key words so significant? In my experience working and coaching both business owners and sales managers, I've come to the rather tragic conclusion that the majority of them don't really demonstrate or practice this small but powerful slice of business wisdom. Now, whilst you might be totally different, while you might get the whole concept of do the most productive thing possible at any one time, I would argue very strongly. In fact, I would vehemently argue the point, and my argument will be based on not just my years and years and years of experience working with both managers and business owners alike, but based on research that a large majority of the business leader and sales leader community have a flawed understanding of what is meant by the most productive thing. So one of the critical things that as a sales leader or business owner you must understand and practice daily is that, as I said before, if you want to start to multiply your business, then you must start to do the most productive thing at every possible given moment. Why? Because this is truly the difference between being successful and failing. It's as simple and as small as that. So as a business leader, you must be able to clearly define, what do you mean by the most productive thing? What is the most productive thing for you in your business? Every one of you going through this program right now most likely interpret the most productive thing very differently depending on your role. And as some of you are sales managers and some of you are business owners who are managing a sales team, I imagine you see the most productive thing very differently. Well, based on my experience of hundreds of interactions with both business owners and sales managers alike over the years, the vast majority of them haven't in reality really given too much thought as to what really is the most productive thing. And for those few who have, knowing what the most productive thing is and doing the most productive thing are two very, very different notions. Now, by the way, I have no doubt that your days are full, so don't get me wrong. I've no doubt that you've got a lot of things on your plate that need attention every day. I've no doubt your in-tray is full. I'm in absolutely no doubt that many of you are overloaded and struggle to manage your workload. But stay with me here, because this module is going to be a terrific help for you. It will make all the difference to how your next 90 days turns out. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you that when you apply the concepts from this session, it's going to have a massive impact on how your year will turn out. There's a wonderful quote by Stephen Covey, which my youngest son somehow picked up as a 3-year-old, and he would say it over and over again. He obviously liked how it rolled off his tongue, and certainly the reaction that it sparked from adults. He'd often repeat, the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. So, to begin with, let's first determine what the main thing really is for you in your role as a sales leader, and then we'll take a look at your own personal productivity and see how that stacks up against what we determine as the most productive thing that you can do in your role of sales leadership. However, before we can go on our journey to discover what the most productive thing is that you can do with your time, we must first determine how you currently value your time. In other words, what is the dollar amount that you place on every hour and every minute that you invest in your business? It never ceases to amaze me at how many sales leaders and business owners don't have any idea what the value of their time is, or more importantly, how to increase the value of their time. So the question is this: how much is your time really worth? Do you know what your time is worth? Do you know what your time needs to be worth in order for you to achieve your income goals? If you don't know what your time is worth and what it needs to be worth, then how can you make effective decisions on what activities you should be investing your time on and what activities you should have others do for you? So that being said, complete the following exercise with me and do it with hand over the heart honesty. I'm going to run you through some questions here, and really they're in 2 parts. So part 1, let's determine how much you currently earn per hour. What's your current hourly rate?